Where were you when the sun died? On April the 8th, you will witness a phenomenon of the total solar eclipse. Now, the United States won't experience this again until 2044. So this is likely my last opportunity to see this rare event. Now, we know that a solar eclipse happens when the moon moves into its orbit between the Earth and the sun. And when this perfectly aligns, the moon totally blocks out the sun. The moon's shadow is cast over a very narrow path over the Earth's surface. Now, thank you. Thank you, Don. Hey, it's me again. I had the microphone turned off and I've been yapping my gums. But yeah, April the 8th, the solar eclipse is going to happen. It's going to extend from Mexico up through Texas. So maybe Kevin will be able to see it. And then it's going to go on through here, up through Arkansas. If Don was home, he might be able to see it, but he's not going to be home. We'll talk about more about that later. And then it goes up into through New England to Newfoundland. And Al Chaffee will be able to see it if he's not socked in with clouds, which he says he usually is. But anyway, just a reminder, April the 8th, and then I hope that it'll be clear in Arkansas and I can be able to take photos of it, and I'm going to be doing a video if I get it. We'll see how it all goes. Well, we got friends back. I got Tony here, got Don here. Hey, guys.
Hey, Eddie.
How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can. You doing all right, Tony?
No, I'm doing good. A little hot, doing good.
Where are you at right now?
Mesa, Arizona.
Okay. All right. Sort of making your way up. How long you been in Mesa?
5 days, I think.
Oh, okay.
Leave on Thursday.
All right. So nice break before you have to get back on the road.
That's
Yeah.
a suburb of Phoenix, kind of, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, you're not too far from my daughter in Tempe. Then.
Cool.
Yeah. And it's
Hey, Kenny.
Gladstone, Arizona. Is that there in that area? Or am I thinking?
Oh, I wouldn't know. I'm lost down here.
I've lost here. This is home. Oh me. Well, Don and I had a good time 2 weeks ago.
Wow, it's been that long already.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Oh my. Yeah. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks because last week I was with my brothers down in Branson and was still dragging, man. I was dragging. So
But you're doing better now, right?
yeah, I'm doing a whole lot better now. I'm doing a whole lot better. Well, we got Kat from Steps by Katja. She's here, and we got Kevin with hiking with Jackie Boy. Nicole is online. Canadian is over there. I think probably with you, Tony. Tramping the hills. Hey, wow, Stephen is here. Stephen lives in the UK and has a great channel, man. He does some really neat hikes there in the UK, hopping these hills, and it's just beautiful country. And so I really enjoy his channel. So yeah, we got a whole, and we got Desmond on here. So we got everybody. It's an international show today.
Well, it should be.
Yeah. And Kat says it's only 11 p.m. there. It's since we're on daylight savings time here. She could join us, but I told her if it was 11 o'clock here, I would already been asleep for 2 hours. So.
Oh, you know it.
Oh my! But it's good to see everyone. I'm sure glad they're here. Yeah, Don, how are you feeling? I didn't know that you were going to actually be on here today.
I didn't honestly. I didn't know. I took my son to the library this morning, and he needed picked up. And I said, "Well, I'm either going to pick you up at 4:30 or I'm going to pick you up at 6:30." So,
okay.
Because this will be the last time I get to be on one of these for a while, I think. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us why that is.
Well, I just had my first granddaughter on the 23rd, 2 days ago. So we are headed out in a couple of days to go see her up in Oregon. So big road trip from Arkansas. And then we're going to visit there for 4 or 5 days. And then my wife and son are going to drive me down to California, and I'm going to hop onto the PCT.
Yeah.
And hike the PCT this year. So that's the plan right now, unless something gets in my way.
Like the heat.
Yeah, the heat.
Starting off in the desert's kind of the hardest part of that whole thing.
Yeah, they just had another kind of snowstorm come through San Jacinto and some of that area down there. I've been watching some of the trail reports and news reports, and it's pretty cold. So I think this is going to be a much different hike than we experienced 2 years ago when they were still in the middle of a drought. Because a lot of the comments on Far Out is there's lots of water right now, comparatively speaking.
Things are green too.
Yeah, and they're green and flowers are budding, and that's my plan. Kat is I plan to hike the whole thing. I plan to do that in 22. Plan to do the whole AT in 23, and other things got in our way. So. As long as everybody stays healthy around me and I stay healthy, I'll be all right.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And then we did your last section of the Ozark Highlands Trail 2 weeks ago.
Yep. That was the best time.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah. You are very patient with me because I was not feeling well.
And I felt so bad. I did. that you were out there. We should have just turned around that first day.
I'm so glad we didn't. I am really glad we didn't. Yeah, it was tough. It seemed like every day I could feel my energy going down, and every day, it just took a whole lot more to push up those mountains. But I'm glad we pushed up the mountains.
So,
Really.
so for everybody online and for you, Tony, too. So Dan didn't really eat anything after the first day, and he kept going and going. And tell you what, if it had been me, I'd be laying on the side of the trail, hoping somebody would carry me out in the stretcher. If it had been me, I'd have felt like that.
Yeah, it was, and I still, I'm still get some stomach cramps every once in a while. But I really think it was my blood sugar. I really think that's what got crazy. Because I was feeling good, and then I got dizzy, and I think that's when my blood sugar tanked. Because that's just the way it feels. You just feel this blah, and then I had a pocket full of jelly beans, and instead of pacing myself, I ate a bag of them.
Went from one extreme to the other. Yeah,
I did. It skyrocketed, and when I got home, Don, I tested my blood sugar. It was the highest it has ever been in my life.
Really? Oh, damn!
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was. I won't say what it was because I don't even want to say it. But it was.
I think you and I both were fortunate that you made it to the car on day 4 there.
Yeah, I was sort of lethargic. I knew we were there, but I didn't really realize a whole lot. To be real honest, I was just sort of on autopilot trying to get pushing on through.
And then to add insult to injury, that last mile and a half was pretty much straight up out of the river area.
It was. Yeah, I don't know why they do that, Tony. They always put the trailheads.
I want to end the day going down, not up.
Yeah, but going down out there wasn't a whole lot of fun. Yeah, jelly beans. But they were good jelly beans. I liked them.
I tried to give him some of my super caffeinated ones. I think he had a couple of those.
I had a couple of those, but I don't know what that did to me. Oh, anyway, enough of me. You guys, I'm glad your granddaughter is doing well and family is doing good.
Anybody want to see a picture?
Yeah, can we? I almost post. I just did. Well, Friday will come out day 2 of the hike, and then that announcement won't come out for another 2 weeks, I guess. But yeah,
I don't know if anybody can see that.
Yeah, there she is.
She's 2 days old today, sleeping all the time.
Yeah. Shoot, she'll be shaving soon. She'll see Grandpa's beard, and she'll want to grow a beard.
Yeah, I may have to shave it so I can hug her. I don't want to.
Yeah. Oh my. Oh goodness.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Nice to get out to Oregon before you start the PCT too.
Yeah, that's a heck of a drive. We've driven that quite a bit, but I'll get to see my dad in Colorado on the way out, and so get to see him, my stepmom too.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
And my son flew down from Maine he's with us right now. He's going to travel with us. So my other son.
Is this the son that went with you to the Camino?
No, the one that went on the Camino is the one that had the baby.
Okay. All right.
Son from Maine is my youngest kid.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Well, Kat, she did the Camino earlier this year, I think, if I remember right. my time's all crunching, but yeah, Kat, she lives in Belgium, and she did a bike from Belgium down to Saint Jean. I'm not sure. I think she did some on the Camino from Saint Jean toward Santiago, but she walked it as well. So yeah, hey, Captain Cage, free. Glad to wave. I'm waving back. Yeah. Well, and Don, so you're living in air-conditioned luxury there in Arizona. It's got to be really warm.
You said Don. You mean Tony?
Well, Tony, I meant Tony.
Air
I'm sorry.
conditioning. I wished I had air
We
conditioning.
look a lot alike now.
I need to shave my head and I can join you guys.
I got a little hot the other day. First thing to go every time is the hair.
How's the dog putting up with the heat?
He seems to like it. He'll go lay out in the sun for a while in the middle of the day, and it's like, are you just crazy? I'm not even doing that.
Kat said she did the Camino in 2023. So, but yeah.
Cool.
That'd still be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Pyrenees is the hardest part.
Yeah.
That first day, that's a kicker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. That's sort of my plan next year. I'm trying to decide when to go. I'm thinking April. Does that
Oh,
sound
Yeah,
no,
we
go when
did
it's
it.
really wet.
October?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was mostly May when we did it. We left into April and got done June 2nd. So it was
Okay.
nice. It was warm some days, pretty hot, but it's also we got a great rain window. Only got rained on once. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Kat got rained on quite a bit. If I remember. She got some rain. So how long did it take you? Total days or total weeks or time?
30, I think it was right, 34, 35 days.
5 days. Okay.
Yeah, that was taking into account so Tony, my wife broke her ankle about 6 days left. And
Perfect timing.
so I had to take a day, and we were at the hospital most of the day for x-rays and casts and things. And then because she couldn't really hike, she taxied like the first day, and then we got to a town, and we got her a wheelchair, and we pushed her like 14 miles in a wheelchair, me and my son and this other girl. And then after that, she would take a taxi about 3 or 4 kilometers before the end of the day that we were doing, and we'd push her that far into the final bit for the last week. But and then we got there, I think on a Sunday or Monday, and then decided to get our Compostelas the next morning instead of the day we arrived. And that day we got our Compostelas. It rained hard all day long, and we were
Really?
done. We were like, yay, we missed it. Read some of these comments.
Yeah, I just writing one about the difference between hiking and backpacking. And I think it's rain. That's what I didn't get it in my videos, but I was saying it, and I don't know what happened. But we got that rain. Was that our last day out on the trail?
That was day 3, I think.
Day 3, okay. And I said, okay, now it's a backpacking trip. The difference between backpacking and hiking is rain, because we can choose when we go out for a hike. But for backpacking, you just have to take what's coming.
Yeah. I never minded the rain unless it affected traction.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that always becomes a danger issue.
Yeah, it wasn't. We didn't have much. I mean, it sprinkled on us. It picked up the volume just a couple of times pretty good, but then, and we were really fortunate about the water crossings, I think.
Yeah, we only had one little dicey one. Well, a dicey one that we took a while to figure out how to get across, and
Yeah.
we got across, and afterwards we were like, oh, it wasn't too bad.
It really wasn't bad, but it's still one that, looking at it from the bank,
It's pretty intimidating.
it was intimidating. Yeah. And I would not have done it if Don hadn't been there. I just wouldn't have tried it, I don't think. So, yeah, that was good.
You gotta have problems with water, so lose the phone again. Lose your back.
Yeah, we the first 2 days we could get across the water crossings, by rock hopping. Oh wow! The third day,
How far from the road?
okay. The third day we weren't going to get across that water by rock hopping. it was just too much. And it seemed like the creek just meandered back and forth. We crossed it probably 4 times, I think.
Oh, the creek was probably straight. It's a trail that keeps going like this.
But it was neat, and it was so different from 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
When I do that. And,
it was so different from the end of October when I was there, and there wasn't hardly any water.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was really nice out. So, but
well, you had a good trip, even if you did have to take Dan along.
Yeah.
It was just nice to have somebody to talk to and share the misery with.
Yeah.
It made the time go by quick.
It was really good.
We even took a couple of siestas at lunchtime and still made our miles.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I really needed those. I was recovering a little bit of energy after lunch because I didn't eat. I just would sit there and sleep. Don could eat, and then he was real patient with me to let me sleep.
I took a nap hard too.
Yeah.
But it was nice. It was nice.
Well, have either of you heard from Max? I thought he'd be on here tonight.
He sent me a note.
Watched the last video he popped out, but I hope he'd be here.
Yeah.
Is he doing better?
I think he is. He sent me a note and said he just still didn't think he could feel like being on, but yeah, I think he is feeling better. That's gotta be
take it out of you.
Taking a lot out of you. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I just updated my Garmin information in my emergency notes.
Yeah.
Not a Max. I put in there no historical medical issues.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, I thought of Max when I was writing that. I'm like, I don't know. I'm getting up there. I don't have any issues.
Yeah. 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 It was, it had to be scary. And especially, Max is sort of remote.
Is he?
There. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He had to fly like 150 miles to a hospital or something, right?
Yeah. So.
And still made it.
That's good. Very, very good. Oh my. Well, y'all have any projects? I mean, you got Don, you got the baby and the PCT. Those are 2 great projects. Tony, you got
just getting ready. Tomorrow I'll start organizing to pack up because I really won't be able to set up a full camp. However long it takes me to get back to Washington.
Yeah.
You
And are
head
you
back
still?
that way then?
Well, I'm gonna go up through Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, back around through Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, till I get to Washington. Yeah. No hurry.
We might cross paths. Somebody cutting across Kansas and Colorado, back up into Oregon. So
Yeah. Quite possible. There's been different directions for me and Dan because he's heading south for the eclipse. I'm heading north.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's clear weather.
Yeah.
But I talked with my brother last week, and I gave him a box of solar eclipse glasses so that everybody can be outfitted.
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to find my filter for my lens.
Yeah, I just got a new filter. I just got one of these. Where it is? One of these mylar filters. And this one's big enough to go on that monster lens there. So I'm gonna try to use it and go and set up and then take a sequence of pictures through the whole thing, and then stitch.
That's what I did in the last one, but I used my telescope.
Well, that'd be cool.
And what I used is the backside of a piece of sheetrock.
Uh-huh.
Took the pictures off of that.
Oh.
So
okay.
I never had to look through the telescope. I used the dark side of the sheetrock as the reflecting panel, and I got a great stream of the whole eclipse. It's pretty cool.
That would be cool. That would be cool. I'd like to see that. That would be really. Yeah, I'm trying to. I've done watched a lot of videos, of course, done a lot of research. I got a list of settings here that's you're supposed to be the settings to use. We'll see if it is or not.
Well, every camera is different. Every way you do it's different.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
But I expect everybody around that belt, to be putting out some good shots either way.
I hope so, and I hope it's I hope it's clear. It doesn't have to be cloudless because the sun's so bright, but it would be nice if we can get it, because I won't probably see the other one. I probably won't see the next one.
Right. I was thinking about doing the numbers on that too. It's going to be cutting it close for me.
So it's only been, what was it, 2017 when the last one, right, came through?
Yeah. Wasn't that long ago?
Northwest, right?
Yeah. It's funny how that works, because I think it was 2017. So you got 7 years, and now you'll have 20 years before the next one, 2044.
Yeah.
That's when the next one's supposed to be. So I'll let the next generation worry about that one.
Right.
I can pass on my camera to you, Don, and then you can just take it.
Yeah. I'll have to do some weightlifting to be able to carry that thing around.
No doubt.
It's a monster. It's a monster. I ordered a new backpack that it will fit in. and so when it comes, it'll fit in the center, and then it's got little cubbies for all the other camera gear.
Oh, nice.
And a little place for my clothes and cook set. I can stick that in there, and then I'll strap the rest of it to the outside of that. If I take it out for a hike or for an overnight, I'll strap the tent and quilt to the back of that. So we'll see if I can make it work.
I got a small backpack for all my drone and camera gear. I just strapped that to the backpack.
Oh no, that's a thought. But I'm not going to do that.
Put it on the front so it's in front of me. also.
Yeah, that's like Don. He was strapping backpacks on his front.
Yeah, it works.
Oh,
I was telling Dan when we came into Santiago, because my wife had she was in a wheelchair. I had her backpack on the front of me and my backpack on the back of me. I got a lot of strange looks.
Yeah. I would have made her carry her own backpack. I'm already pushing the wheelchair.
Yeah, it was easier to push her without it sitting in her lap, to be honest.
Yeah.
yeah, those tires, because they were just the normal tires, weren't they?
Yeah, it was just a regular hospital wheelchair with the hard rubber tires. And she was trying to help push too. That's part of the reason why I was, she's trying to wheel it as best she could.
bless
But
her
my
heart.
son and I would hold her going downhill, and I wouldn't say push because, she would. I was really just holding her
You
back.
might get in trouble for pushing, right?
Yeah. It was hard. It was hard going downhill. I mean, I was afraid I was going to lose her, and she would take off. But my son and this other girl were pushing her up the hill. What was funny, Dan, I didn't tell you this, but there was one point, these two young girls, we kept yo-yoing with them. We heard them complaining about how hard the hill was and whatever. And then my son and this other girl pushed my wife up the hill in a wheelchair right past them as they were complaining.
That is pretty good.
And what did they do? Did they look or anything?
Yeah, I'm sure they just like, oh, well, I guess maybe it's not so hard. My son took it as a challenge when he heard him complaining.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my. Yeah. Yeah, that would be funny. I think I told you we were, I don't know, maybe it was, I think I was talking to you, Don. It was, I was on the AT, and in the middle, like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, there was a group of hikers that came into the shelter, and they were loud, and they turned on lights, and lights were flashing everywhere, and they're throwing their gear down, and they're just loud, and woke me up. And so at 4:30 in the morning, when I typically would get up back in those days, I got up, and I'm trying to be real quiet, and I put everything together, and one of them got up, and they said, well, if you need to turn on a light, that's all right. I said, I don't like doing that because I know how those people are and how they bother me. And so I'm not going to do that to somebody else. Oh, yeah. He went back to sleep.
letting them know without letting them know, right?
Yeah. Oh, me. Wheelchair down hill would be pretty hard.
Yeah, it was hard on my knees.
Yeah.
And they're not the best brakes on a wheelchair either.
No.
Going slow doesn't work so well. They're made for stopping.
Yeah. I didn't want to flip her out of the chair either. It's not like she had a seatbelt or anything either.
No, that's true.
Yeah. We did hit a rock a few times too, and it came, a couple of times it came pretty close.
Oh, goodness. Well, and how's she doing?
She's doing fine. Yeah. She's been hiking and working out and walking with her pack and everything. So,
yeah. And I'm sure she's excited about the granddaughter.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. She just wants to be there,
now.
Right now.
Yeah.
I told her she should just get on a flight and fly up there, and me and my son will drive up there with the dogs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. She doesn't like flying either. She will, but she doesn't like it.
Yeah. It's just not fun anymore. You just don't know what's going to happen. It's just not fun. But when our grandson was born, Connie went to Texas and was there for like 2 weeks before, or maybe it was 3 weeks before Sam was born. She was there with our youngest daughter, who was getting her PhD at TCU, and she was teaching while she was studying, her doctorate. and she taught up until like the day before Sam was born. And then she was back in the classroom 3 or 4 days after Sam was. And so Connie would drive her and the baby they were living in Abilene, Texas. So she'd drive her from Abilene to Fort Worth and set out in the parking lot of the college on the campus while Heidi went in to teach and then come back out. And she did that for a couple of weeks. But her and Sam, the bond that Connie and Sam have is amazing. And it still is. They're still very close. And he's 6 years old now. So it's pretty cool to watch.
6 years old, that's old enough to put a backpack on. Time for you to do some bonding.
I have him. I bought him a backpack. He's got it. His dad takes him out. I just want to be in Charlottesville. So, well, I do and I don't. I don't want to be in Charlottesville, but I'd like to be close to him so I can take him hiking. But yeah, that's my dream. That's why I keep trying to do these hikes. I want to be able to take him when he's old enough to go with me and hike some of these trails. But clock's ticking.
Yeah, the clock is ticking. It doesn't slow down for us.
It doesn't.
Seems to speed up for us pretty good, but doesn't slow down.
Man. Yeah, because it's already almost the end of March.
Yeah.
Yes.
A little more enthusiasm, Don.
So it just reminded me I have an anniversary on the 31st.
Ah, yeah, don't forget that.
26, 27.
Oh, we better get it right.
I gotta do math. 97, yeah.
I'll be heading through Abilene next week, I think, something like that.
Oh, really? So will you be going through Amarillo?
I believe so.
Oh, you need to stop.
I don't know for sure. We haven't buttoned down the exact path we're going. We know where the first stop's going to be in New Mexico. That's it so far.
Oh, okay.
We know the path we kind of want to go, but
if you're going from there and go through Abilene, you probably are going through Amarillo, which I like Amarillo. I like the Big Texan.
Yeah.
You familiar? The restaurant.
I know what it is. You guys.
I think you should
no,
try.
I won't be doing the challenge.
I think you should do it, Tony. I think you can do it. You can send pictures.
We can watch the live stream.
Yeah. Oh, that would be cool. That'd be cool. It's only 72-ounce steak.
Yeah, exactly. I have enough
You
problem
got an hour.
A quarter-pound burger sometimes.
And then you got to eat all the fixings that goes with it and the dessert. And I don't see how people do it.
Yeah.
But then there's
dessert. I don't know why.
Then let's see. Yeah, Paladera Canyon. That's a pretty spot.
Yeah, I should try to go there if you have time, Tony. If you haven't been.
Yeah, time's kind of the issue.
Yeah, it would be.
I don't want to be up into the mountains before the snow melts, or and I don't want to be up there before the bugs come out either, or after the bugs come out.
Yeah.
So the timing's going to have to be, we're going to be sitting in some places maybe a day or two longer than we want, or we might be blowing through areas faster than we want, just so we can time going through the mountains. Through Montana, Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho.
Do you pull that Jeep behind your RV?
Yeah.
Or do you drive it?
We pull the Jeep, throw it behind there.
Do you know it's there, or is it one of those things you have to keep reminding yourself you're pulling it?
Well, I got a camera on the dash that shows it behind me, so I can keep an eye on it. But as far as the rig note, doesn't care if it's there or not. Does add, pretty good distance out the back of the rig, so switching lanes, taking turns, and stuff like that are a little different. But
yeah, your RV's already what, 40 feet?
It's a 40 foot, yeah. Man. It's not small to begin with.
I can't imagine. Oh my. Yeah.
Stressful driving for me. I don't know if I could do it.
My old one was really stressful, but it was a hunk of junk rattle trap. This thing's smooth. I just put cruise control on and gone.
What size engine does that thing have?
I don't know. It's diesel.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea. I'm not interested in that. As long as it keeps running, I'm good.
What kind of mileage do you know? What kind of mileage you get?
7 to 9.
Okay.
Depending on the wind and the hills.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest mileage, But I can go a long ways on just a 190-gallon tank of gas. Which in between the stops for that's kind of ouch.
Yeah. I was gonna say I drove a 26-foot U-Haul and pulled our Subaru SUV behind it, and all the way from Oregon down here to Arkansas back in September. And every time we stopped to fill up, it was 130, 150, and I think I spent almost $1,100 in fuel alone.
Yeah.
In addition to the rental cost.
Yeah, we have a card for certain areas to get our diesel, which saves us quite a bit. So far, we've saved like 3 tanks of gas with it. And that's pretty good when you're filling up 90 gallons.
Yeah.
Real good. Yeah. Yeah. You can get 250 gallons.
Which is nice too, because now I go right into truck stops where my old rig was a gas one. It's like, oh man, now I got to find a gas station I can get in and out of. But with the truck stops, hey, those guys can fit, I can fit.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm longer than a lot of them.
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm backing up.
Once the Jeep's off, I have no issues with it. I see a lot of people have trouble backing into sites and stuff like that. I do it in one shot.
Wow.
But I've backed up trailers and long trucks for a long time. It's pretty easy. You just got to know where your tires are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people I watch, they don't understand the fact your trailer or your motorhome swivels on a tire.
Yeah.
You know where that tire is.
But I was looking at one the other day, and it seemed like the tires, the cab was almost the passenger driver and passenger seat was almost over the front tire.
Yeah, I sit right above mine.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out, would that be helpful for me, or would that be a challenge? I'm not sure.
You can't see the front corner of your rig.
Yeah.
At all. And I'm just slowly getting used to where I can make my turn with the front end. Back or front, moving either direction. And yeah, sometimes it's kind of stressful. I can't see that corner. How close am I? I can't exactly lean up and look over either, because I'm trying to drive. The rear, I have a backup camera on the rig, so I can actually watch behind me and know how far I am from hitting something. But my rear axle's about 10 to 11 feet from the rear end of my rig.
So that swings out too.
It swings out both, you know, when you're going forward around corners, you got to take the far lane no matter what you're doing because that bugger will swing. And I've had people pull up right next to my rear end. It's like I can't turn. I got to wait for them to move out of my way so I can make my turn.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Like you have to make a wide turns, right?
Yeah, if I turn sharp, that baby kicks out like 6-7 feet in the other lane. But you know, I can take the long, smooth turns. It's not an issue. And the Jeep rides right behind the vehicle, so I never really have to worry about flipping the curb with it or anything.
Yeah. Well, good night, Kat. She's going to go to sleep, and I don't blame her. I admire her. I was going to sleep a long time ago.
Yeah, when we're only sitting here hours from bedtime.
Oh my. Yeah, that's fun. But yeah, I wanted I was really wanting to get a small little Airstream to pull behind, you know, something like a Honda Pilot.
Yeah,
and
they make some pretty light trailers.
Yeah, this one is a 16-footer. I mean, it's not. It would just be it would be one of your tires.
Right.
And, but couldn't talk the boss into it.
Well, that was easy for me. We had a little 24-foot travel trailer, towed it behind my truck. We went camping one time for a couple of weeks on vacation. Neither one of us wanted to go home. And just a couple of weeks later, the wife's like, "How would you like to do this forever?" I'm in.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah. There's so much to see.
Yeah.
And so little time to see it.
Yeah. That's the part that we're happy we're starting early. We're in our mid-50s and doing it now, you know, instead of waiting till our mid-60s and doing it.
Yeah.
Now we get to look around the country, see where we want to buy some land to actually live on. And since we live with such a small setup to begin with, we're not looking for a house.
Yeah.
We're looking for a piece of property, basically.
So have you found an area of the country that if you could live, where would it be?
We've been looking, and so far we like the southern Arizona area.
Okay.
You know, except it gets really hot. So I'm not going to stay there. I'd probably buy a piece of land down there and another one back in Washington at this point.
Okay, so you still would do that commute.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the traveling's the fun part.
West Coast snowbird.
Well, eventually we're going to hit the East Coast.
Yeah.
We're just every year going further east and doing a loop.
Yeah.
The first year was down Oregon, California. Second year was through Idaho, Utah, and this year we're going. Well, we hit Colorado last year too, but this year we're going through Texas and going that way up.
Yeah.
Next year, hey, might even make it over to the Mississippi. I don't know why we'd cross it, but the wife wants to see places on the other side.
It's a different kind of beauty over there.
Yeah. Well, the biggest issue we have is it'd be nice to be able to just stop at any point in time and pull over. You know, you can't do that in a vehicle this size. You know, let's stop here and go check it out for half a day or something like that. Yeah, we got to stop a long ways away from wherever, unhook the Jeep, and then go do that. So we like to find spots to camp, have a day in that area where we can venture around and check things out.
Yeah, I was thinking the logistics with a rig that big, you got to plan ahead for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, my GPS is set for the size of my rig and mileage and all that, so it won't take me down a wrong road.
Oh.
Get me stuck in the mud, which I have been before.
It won't take you under a bridge that's too low too?
Yeah. I actually set the height above what our rig is.
Okay.
Because I can actually raise and lower my rig with my air system my air ride system, about a foot.
Oh, wow.
So right now I'm sitting about, I don't know, 6-8 inches off the ground. When I'm driving, I'm 12 to 14 inches off the ground, and I can raise it up above that if I have to.
Dang.
Wow. So
Almost
how
makes
tall
sense.
is it then?
It's
Dennis?
13'9", I believe.
Okay, so you can get under the 14-footers.
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Spooky when you hear your antennas hitting.
It is. I bet it is spooky.
I don't know if I told you this, Dan. We were hiking, but my dad was a truck driver all of his life. And when I was in high school, I rode with him for a summer, and we were hauling oil field equipment from western Oklahoma down to Odessa, Texas, and, you know, day and night, back and forth, whatever. And one night we were coming just south of Amarillo, right into Canyon right there. And it was probably 2 o'clock in the morning. And he slammed on the brakes because we were getting ready to go under an underpass that we were a little high for. And he had to back up to the off ramp and go around. Yeah. I was in the sleeper, about threw me out of the sleeper.
That would be a shock.
Yeah.
Man. You know,
we weren't permitted either. We were
Oh, you weren't?
We should have been, but we weren't.
Oh, man, that would be good.
That's why we were traveling at 2 a.m.
Wow. Yeah, we nothing like that. But when we were stationed at Fort Hood, and my neighbor was a big guy. He was an MP, and he was a huge guy, and everything he did was big. He had 2 bull mastiff dogs, and the female was the smallest. She only weighed 140 pounds, and the male, I think he said he weighed 160. Big dogs, you know, and everything. And he had a huge family. They had like 9 kids. I mean, everything he did was big. So he goes out and buys a Suburban, and brand new Suburban, beautiful, beautiful car. Comes whipping home, hits the garage door opener, and goes to pull in. And sure enough, it's too tall, and he busted out the top of the windshield of the Suburban, and it took down the top of his garage. It was not pretty. Poor guy. And he was a good guy. He was so big, man. I told him, I said, if I ever get cross with you, I'm running. But I would take him with me.
You just hope I can outrun the guy.
Yeah. When I had to go to travel, I would take him as my bodyguard. He would go with me. He knew what his job was. Oh goodness. Yeah. But yeah, when you guys were talking about going under the underpasses, yeah, he would have taken it out.
I've seen too many fail videos on YouTube.
Exactly.
Trucks going under underpasses and just shaving off the top.
Oh man. Yeah. Bad stuff. I don't have to worry with that with my CRV.
Yeah.
Of course, my CRV would probably fit in one of your cubbies for your luggage.
I've seen some of those like custom RVs, like they've got basically a garage in the back of those things that, where they can pull a car up in the back of them and take some of the living space out, I guess, but haul the car actually inside the thing.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people haul their motorbikes or their side-by-sides and stuff like that in the back of their rigs. Not a motorhome, but trailers.
Yeah.
I looked into it. My Jeep just doesn't fit in those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, maybe. I like the idea of having that deck off the back,
Well, that would be nice. That would be nice. Do you have solar on yours, Tony?
Not much, not enough
Okay.
to do me any good.
All right.
We got a diesel generator. We were out for over 2 weeks and used less than an eighth of a tank, running the
No.
generator 3 times a day to charge our batteries.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So we're like, well, solar's expensive.
Yeah.
In comparison, a little bit of diesel here and there, that's nothing.
Yeah, and I would be afraid. I thought it would be a good time. All right, Desmond. Good night, man.
See you, Desmond.
He's older than Kate. Cat. Yeah, I don't blame you. Good night, man. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, I had solar in a little building that I built in North Carolina, and it worked really well. But anytime there was hail, I was always afraid because I was afraid it was going to
there
bust up.
goes some money down the drain. Yeah.
Yeah. So the same thing to put it on the outside of a vehicle is.
Yeah. Well, we were camped with a whole bunch of other Monaco owners like us, and some of them were just absolutely covered in solar.
Yeah.
And they'd still be running their generators. And it's like, okay, if I want to make coffee or run the microwave, you got to turn the generator on most of the time anyway. You want to use the air conditioning, turn the generator on, stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I don't see the investment. Maybe it's some better batteries to get a longer life out of, but I don't really care about the solar that much.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind for my bike, recharge the battery on my bike, but.
Plus, I wonder how much all that solar weighs, right? Because you're hauling it down the road when you're driving too, right?
Yeah,
so that's going to affect your gas
adding to it.
And the batteries are heavy. Those deep cell batteries are heavy.
Yeah, that's what I have now, and my wife's been looking into getting lithium, which are lighter. For the same size, you get a whole lot more out of your battery, and that you can go down to dead instead of with ours, where they go down about 15-20% and then turn it off.
Yeah.
So you don't drain the battery.
What about Renogy is a big solar company, and they have gel. They were talking about gel batteries, and I was looking into them when I was out there in North Carolina. I don't care anymore because I'm not going to go solar, but I don't know if they are better than nickel cad or even lithium. I don't know.
I don't either.
But they were saying the same thing, that you can run it down to zero and you don't hurt it. And so interesting stuff. Yeah, I think the technology could be there if it was encouraged, but the way it's being handled, I don't think it's the best way of doing it. I think if you challenge industry to do it, then they will come up with a solution. If you try to tell them how to do it, you're going to mess it up. So
right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I know they got solar fabrics out now. So like the awnings that come off your rig, you can have that fabric installed and hooked up to your solar. But heck, 9 times out of 10, the wind's blowing. I don't have it out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The wind's dangerous.
Yeah. So then you've invested that, because that's got to be expensive stuff.
Oh yeah, it's really expensive.
Oh, yeah. Well, guys, it's been an hour. Can you believe that?
That's quick.
Yeah.
Went by quick.
Anything before we shut down?
So Tony, you're headed out tomorrow, you said?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday?
Yeah, I start packing tomorrow, which I got to really organize my packing. So I've got all the seats in my Jeep, basically. Normally, I just shove a whole ton of stuff in the Jeep. Don't worry about it. Get to where I'm going, pull it all back out. But when you're stopping for one night, there's no sense in that.
Yeah. Where are you going to stop?
one spot's just off the side of the road. Our
Oh.
first stop. Just a
Okay.
place like about half a mile off the main highway. Pull over, park, and then I'll loop around, get back on the main highway the next day for the next leg of it,
Okay.
which we haven't quite figured out that yet. So
I like
deciding even stopping in Texas or not. I might just blow through Texas and Oklahoma and keep going.
Yeah. Huh. And Don, when are you heading out?
We think Thursday too.
Okay.
The road.
Well, you guys, both of you, be safe as you travel.
What's your plans, Dan? What's coming up for you?
I am not doing anything right now until the 8th of April. I'll go over to Arkansas to do the solar, and I'm hoping that night the Milky Way is supposed to be. The time to shoot the Milky Way is March till like August.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping it'll be out, and I can do both the Milky Way at night, and then the next day do the eclipse. And then in May, I'm going to go to Racing Highlands. Going to hike out on the AT for a little bit, meeting up with Tramley. Got going to be with Nicole and with Tim, with Kat. She's coming over to the States, and Senior Hiker 77. I think Atypical Hiker. A bunch of us are going to get together and just sort of a short hike, and then they're going to go into trail days. I'm not. That is not my thing. I'm going to leave.
That, huh?
Oh no, I'm going to leave, come home, and then the following month, I'm going to Crater Lake in Colorado.
Cool.
I'm going to hike out there again with Nicole and Tim, and and my brother Rick. He's going to join us on that one. So the four of us will be.
You should go to the Crater Lake in Oregon.
Well, yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool, and then I could hike some with you. I wish I could. I wish I could get out to the PCT and
PCT goes right by it, so
it does.
Yeah, I know. I had some folks that would want to hike with me when I was on the AT and join me for a section, and the logistics of that is so hard to do because you don't know exactly where they're going to be, when you're going to be, and trying to link up, and then you've got your trail legs, and you'd have to put up with me, and you don't want to do that. So
yeah, I'm going to talk my son into hiking a little bit with me if he can break away from the family.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good.
Just have him meet you somewhere in Oregon and then run with you for a few days.
Yeah. We were about where he's at is about 2 hours from the PCT. So if nothing else, hopefully he'll come at least pick me up and trail angel me or something. Give me a place to sleep for a night or something.
That would be nice. But yeah.
He may not have any time off because he said he's taking 4 weeks of leave with the baby right now. So he's going to have plenty of time.
Yeah.
She will
have him wrapped. It's in his grandpa. She'll have grandpa wrapped.
Yeah. It'll hit me when we actually see her, but I mean it was pretty profound when they sent the first pictures and everything on Saturday. It was kind of emotional, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah, to me, granddaughters, there is something there that's so special. I mean, my grandsons, I love them, but it's something about granddaughters that are just pretty amazing. So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, we are going to have to land this plane, and I'm going to go and get something to eat. I'm actually hungry, Don.
Yeah, I gotta go pick up my son so we can eat too. But yeah, I'm glad you're eating.
Tony, it's so good to see you.
Oh, you too.
Safe travels, Tony.
Yeah. You both be safe. Take care.
All right,
Stay
well-
safe. Stay healthy. Stay on that path wherever that is.
Yep.
And God
I'll
bless
check
you.
in from time to time, but I'll see you guys in the fall then on the next.
Okay. All right, Don. Take
All right.
care. Good night, guys.
Bye.